And the children of Israel did evils in the eyes of Yahweh, and Yahweh gave them into the hand of Midian for 7 years. And the hand of Midian was strong against Israel. And the faces of the Midianites, the children of Israel, made for themselves the refuges which are in the mountains, and the caves, and the strongholds. And it came to be, whenever Israel had sown, that Midian would come up, and Amalek and the people of the east would come up against them, and encamp against them, and destroy the increase of the land, as far as Azah, and leave no food in Israel, neither sheep, nor ox, nor donkey. For they came up with their livestock and their tents, coming in as numerous as locusts, and they and their camels were without number, and they came into the land to destroy it. Thus Israel was brought very low because of Midian, and the children of Israel cried out to Yahweh. And it came to be, when the children of Israel cried out to Yahweh because of Midian, that Yahweh sent in Nabai, a prophet, to the children of Israel, who said to them, Thus said Yahweh Elohim of Israel, I have brought you up out of Mitzrayim, and I have brought you out of the house of bondage. And I delivered you out of the hand of the Mitzrites, and out of the hand of all your oppressors, and drove them out before you, and gave you their land. And I said to you,
I am Yahweh your Elohim. Do not fear the mighty ones of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell, and you have not obeyed my voice.
And the messenger of Yahweh came and sat under the terebinth tree, which was in Ophrah, which belonged to Joash the Abizarite, while his son Gideon threshed wheat in the winepress, to hide it from the eyes of the Midianites. And the messenger of Yahweh appeared to him and said to him, Yahweh is with you, you mighty brave one. And Gideon said to him, O my master, if Yahweh is with us, why has all this come upon us? And where are all his wonders, which our fathers related to us? Saying, Did not Yahweh bring us out from Mitzrayim? But now Yahweh has left us, and has given us into the hands of Midian. And Yahweh turned to him and said,
Go in this strength of yours, and you shall save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent you?
And he said to him, O Yahweh, with what do I save Israel? See, my clan is the weakest in Manasseh, and I am the least of my father's house. And Yahweh said to him,
Because I am with you, you shall smite the Midianites as one man.
And he said to him, Please, if I have found favor in your eyes, then show me a sign that it is you who are speaking with me. Please do not move away from here until I come to you and bring out my offering and put it before you. And he said, I shall stay until you return. And Gideon went in and prepared a young goat and unleavened bread from an ephah of flour. The meat he put in a basket, and he put the broth in a pot. And he brought them out to him under the terebinth tree, and presented it. And the messenger of Elohim said to him, Take the meat and the unleavened bread, and lay them on this rock, and pour out the broth. And he did so. And the messenger of Yahweh put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the meat and the unleavened bread. And fire went out of the rock, and consumed the meat and the unleavened bread. And the messenger of Yahweh went from his sight. And when Gideon saw that it was a messenger of Yahweh, Gideon said, O Adonai Yahweh, for I have seen a messenger of Yahweh face to face. And Yahweh said to him,
Peace be with you, do not fear, you do not die.
And Gideon built an altar there to Yahweh, and called it Yahweh Shalom. To this day it is still in Ophrah of the Abizarites. And the same night it came to be that Yahweh said to him,
Take the young bull of your father, and the second bull of 7 years old, and you shall throw down the altar of Baal that your father has, and cut down the Asherah that is beside it. And you shall build an altar to Yahweh your Elohim on top of this rock in an orderly way, and shall take the second bull and offer a burnt offering with the wood of the image which you cut down.
And Gideon took 10 men from among his servants, and did as Yahweh had commanded him. And it came to be, because he feared his father's household and the men of the city too much to do it by day, that he did it by night. And the men of the city arose early in the morning, and saw the altar of Baal was broken down, and the Asherah that was beside it had been cut down, and the second bull was being offered on the altar which was built. And they said to each other, "Who has done this deed?" And when they inquired and asked, they said, "Gideon, son of Joash, has done this deed." And the men of the city said to Joash, "Bring out your son so that he dies, for he has broken down the altar of Baal, and because he has cut down the Asherah that was beside it." And Joash said to all those who stood against him, would you plead for Baal? Would you save him? Let the one who pleads for him be put to death by morning. If he is a mighty one, let him plead for himself, because his altar has been broken down. So that day he called him Yerubbaal, saying, "Let Baal plead against him, because he has broken down his altar." Now all Midian and Amalek and the people of the east were gathered together, and they passed over and encamped in the valley of Yizreel. Then the ruah of Yahweh came upon Gideon, and he blew the ram's horn, and the Abiezrites gathered behind him. And he sent messengers throughout all Manasseh, who also gathered behind him. And he sent messengers to Asher, and to Zebulun, and to Naphtali, and they came up to meet them. And Gideon said to Elohim, "If you are saving Yisrael by my hand as you have said, see, I am placing a fleece of wool on the threshing floor. If there is dew only on the fleece, and it is dry on all the ground, then I shall know that you are saving Yisrael by my hand, as you have said." And it was so. And he rose early the next morning, and pressed the fleece, and wrung dew out of the fleece, to fill a bowl with water. And Gideon said to Elohim, "Do not be displeased with me, and let me speak only this time. Please, let me try only this time with the fleece. Please, let it be only dry on the fleece, and let there be dew on all the ground." And Elohim did so that night, and it was dry on the fleece only, but there was dew on all the ground.